Intuitive eating is basically the opposite of dieting. It's an evidence-based approach that frees you from food rules and regulations. It has 10 principles that involve honoring your hunger and fullness cues, respecting your body, putting your health first, making peace with food, and lots of things like that. So intuitive eating has been gaining popularity now that we are starting to expose the dangers of restrictive dieting. I decided to make a little series on intuitive eating with lots of videos that are going to talk about different aspects of intuitive eating. The videos are going to be pretty shorter than what I usually put out, so that it's very digestible, and you can just kind of look at the video that interests you, the subtopic that interests you, and you don't have to sit through a whole 1 hour video on intuitive eating. So hopefully this can help you if you're on an intuitive eating journey, or if you just want to learn more about intuitive eating. So for a few weeks or even months, it depends how long this takes me, but I'll be putting out one intuitive eating video every other video. So this first video is kind of an introduction, and we'll talk about what intuitive eating is and the 10 principles of intuitive eating. What is intuitive eating? Intuitive eating is an evidence-based way of eating that encourages a healthy relationship with food. It focuses on your body's internal hunger and fullness cues instead of listening to outside rules and regulations. It was created by two dietitians, Evelyn, Tribole, and Elyse, Resch. I have no idea how to pronounce their names, sorry. Intuitive eating is a personal process of honoring your hunger cues by listening to your body's internal signals in order to fulfill its needs. It is not a diet or food plan, but rather a way to free you from harmful diet culture. If you are trying to lose weight and you see intuitive eating as just another diet plan way to lose weight, then stop. That is not at all the purpose of intuitive eating. While it can, and I'll get more into that into other videos, but intuitive eating can result in weight loss, it should never be the main goal and should never be your focus when you're starting your intuitive eating journey. So what are the principles of intuitive eating? Evelyn, Tribole, and Elyse, Resch talk about 10 principles of intuitive eating, and here is what they include. Now, before I start with the principles, I want to add a little disclaimer that this is my interpretation of intuitive eating. I'm not the original pros like Evelyn and Elyse are. So if you want to know what the fundamentals are of intuitive eating are, you can go to their website, which I will be linking in the description, or read their book. But this is my take on intuitive eating and what I use in my everyday life. I'm not saying that they endorse my take on intuitive eating or anything like that. First of all, you need to reject the diet mentality and stop obsessing over weight loss. Weight loss shouldn't be the focus point of everything on your healthy eating journey, or else it just won't work. Principle number 2 is to honor your hunger and to keep your body properly fed. You need to eat. Even if you're overweight, even if you're obese, you still need to eat. You don't need to punish your body for having extra fat. You still need to eat, and it's very important to listen to your hunger cues and honor your body in that way. The third principle is to give yourself unconditional permission to eat and to have no off-limits foods. If some foods are off limits, then you will be more tempted to eat them, and it will lead to a restrict and then binge cycle that you do not want. The fourth principle is to stop labeling food as good or bad. Again, if you label certain foods as bad, you will get some feelings of guilt or shame over eating these foods, and that is not healthy or good. And if you're interested in learning more about food guilt, I made a video about that right here. Sorry for the light changes in this video. It's horrible, but I'm really sorry. Number 5 is to discover the pleasure and satisfaction of eating. Eating shouldn't only be seen as a way to fuel your body. You can actually really enjoy food and enjoy eating without punishing yourself for it or without feeling bad about eating. This is very important. And also, eating healthy foods does not mean that you won't have any pleasure in eating. Number 6 is to listen to your fullness signals. While it's really important to eat when you're hungry, it's also important to stop when you're full or not to eat when you're not hungry. And that takes some work and some getting used to. Number 7 is to cope with your feelings in other ways than food. I get it, food is comfort, food can be an emotional support, and that's fine, but you also need to find other things that can help you when you're feeling down or when you feel like you need some comfort. Number 8 is to respect the size of your body. No matter what size you're at, your body deserves respect, deserves to be treated with kindness, and deserves to be fed. Number 9 is to move without forcing yourself to exercise. Exercise is great, but you shouldn't be using it as a way to punish yourself or as a way to compensate for the calories that you just had. It's nice to exercise if you enjoy it, and it's nice to move your body in ways that are actually pleasurable to you and that aren't seen as a chore. And number 10, it's important to choose healthy foods that make you feel good. Again, just because a food is healthy doesn't mean that it has to be boring or bland, or that you just eat it without any pleasure just to satisfy your hunger. And you can read more about these principles on their website, which I will be linking in the description, or in their book. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.